Gulf Coast Postcard brings you greetings from Bay Minette, Alabama.
There's an art to the whittling, and that's the art of it. Is letting your knife slide along where you want to cut, not try to cut straight through.
Ralph Johnson has a way with wood. At 76, this retired pastor is preaching the past. Years of wisdom, experience, and memories flow from his hands into his craft and eventually end up in his museum.
I decided if I'm going to make something that would tell a story or to illustrate or to teach us something. So I decided the thing that I wanted to do was make history, things that I grew up with, that my grandchildren had never seen and probably never would see.
Mr. Johnson's museum holds more than 45 carvings. Inside, it may be small and cramped, but it's overflowing with hundreds of memories and dozens of lessons.
That is almost a foolish piece to look at, but yet I wanted to teach the lesson that too many of us don't know whether we're coming or going today or not. We just sort of hung up. But we need to have a direction that we're going and know what's along the way and be prepared for it.
Mr. Johnson found his direction shortly after retirement. He's only been carving for 2.5 years now. He taught himself.
When I get lonesome, and I do get lonesome, I can go out to my shop even at night before bedtime. I can go out there and work until I tire myself out, and it's a little easier to go to sleep. So it certainly is a therapy, and I would recommend to any retired person that they take up something, and if they put their mind to it, they'll be surprised what they can do.
Mr. Johnson spends up to 2 weeks on each carving.
I believe we have lots of artists out in the world that if they would just try, they could do things that they're not doing. So I would recommend that the aged people at least take up some kind of hobby, if we want to call it that, and then for the younger people to see that we as old people are not all goose. We can do a little something.
But his best advice to today's young people can be summed up in one word.
I would say try, because you won't know until you do try.
In Bay Minette, Don Davis, Action News 10.